No, it's a real thing. I mean,
because I don't think you've ever like come up and just been
well,
your house smells pretty.
like all creepy, like, apples. Welcome everybody to the Bob and Katie Show.
I'm Katie.
And I'm Bob.
Ask me about my week. I dare you.
Who, me?
Yes.
Okay, what about your week?
No, the other person.
I don't need you making fun of me already. We're 26 seconds into it, you make fun of me?
Who, me? I'm recording this podcast. Is the Bob and Katie Show. I'm
thought
Katie,
it was like
you're Bob. I asked you a question.
I thought it was like a...
Who, me?
What is it? What is the word I'm looking for?
Rhetorical?
Yeah, like... You're making fun of me, and I'm looking stupid right now. Like, is that your goal for the episode? Just to beat me down?
No, you did that all by yourself.
I didn't do anything by myself. Let's try it again. All right, let's start over. Tell me again. What'd you say?
I said, ask me about my week. I dare you.
I want to say it again. Like, who, me? No, my fat butt is making this chair creak. We really got to get like nice, comfortable chairs.
Well, for starters, we need a new dining room table, which is what we use when we record, because the kids are sitting at the table with us now in their booster seats, and like the edge of this table where the wood is, it's like splintering. So that's dangerous. We really need to invest in a new dining room table, and maybe it won't creak like this one does.
Sometimes,
we'll start there.
I'm talking to the people now, not you. I gotta say this.
Whoa.
No, I'm gonna circle back around. I'm gonna circle back around. No, the table that we podcast off of, I edit out so much noise that this table makes. It's crazy.
I love this table though.
I can't. Yeah, oh yeah, I do too. It's just not. It's not a good podcast.
We've had this table since we got married.
Here, be quiet. I'm gonna make a noise for everybody. This is the noise that it always makes. I have to constantly, cause like when we lean on it or like, you move around sometimes it does that while we're talking and I can't get rid of it. But most of the time it's like in a transfer sort of thing. So anyways, what about your week?
I went grocery shopping, day before yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
No, yesterday. It was yesterday. I went grocery shopping yesterday by myself with the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And to some, that may be like, oh, so what? I go grocery shopping all the time.
They're already turning the podcast off. She's talking about going grocery shopping. Oh,
nobody got pity on you, girl. That's fine.
God, you went ghetto for a second. All right, sorry, go ahead. Tell me about your grocery shopping trip.
But whenever I get done with a grocery shopping trip with the kids, just me and the kids, I feel like I deserve a medal and a nap.
And some raviolis.
Like a celebration. Like, I want to walk out of the grocery store and there's like a marching band playing and there's like confetti and like a banner that's like, you did it! Let me tell you, the other day, it was such a horrible experience, my grocery shopping trip with the kids. When I got done, paid for everything, I bought myself a cherry Coke out of the drink machine.
Whoa.
As a reward.
Look at you drinking soda and stuff.
I never drink soda anymore, but I was like, you know what? Darn it. I deserve it. And I got me a cherry Coke. I went to the car, put the groceries in, got the kids strapped in, and I just sat there and drank my cherry Coke. I just sat there. I had the car on, air conditioning blasting, had the, music on, and we just sat there for like 10 minutes. And I was just trying to compose myself because it had been just that crazy. Like, okay, I get it. Other people go grocery shopping with their kids. And so I'm sure somebody can relate. Oh my gosh. Do you know how many times I had to put shoes on little feet?
That's why when we get up there, when you and I go, you're always like, hey, let's put them in the same cart. I'm like, no, I don't want to put them in the same. I want my own cart.
Well, I have no choice. Whenever I'm by myself, I can't push two carts.
Give me the boy child. I'm going to put him in a cart and I'm going to take him. The first thing I do is take his shoes off and throw him in the cart because if I don't, he's going to drop them all over Walmart.
I know. We were in Target one day and this nice man that worked there, this old man, he was like, excuse me, there's a baby shoe. And we were in one of the little carts.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It's like has the two seats for the kids.
I was like, what are you talking about?
And like his shoe had fallen underneath the like main cart on the bottom part. And it's a good thing because I might not have realized that he even lost a shoe.
I got to take you off subject for a second. I put a post up on Facebook that says, we're not live anymore, but we'll take your comments. And we got a comment from Shannon Sparks. Look at that.
And Megan.
So I'm going to reply to him.
Shannon. Well, hey, Shannon. Oh, my goodness. What did he say?
Oh, he said we were up late.
Oh, yeah. It's the only time you can do things without kids around. We don't have a choice. What did Megan say?
Hers was a little more involved, so we'll get to that in just a little. I don't want to mess your story up.
Okay, so before I ever leave the house, I have to put the kids' shoes on, 4 times each. So that's 8. 8 times I put on 2 shoes, so that's 16 feet. Individual feet, okay?
Our kids have 16 feet. It's the craziest thing you've ever seen in your life.
Then I have to get out the door.
Like little roaches running around.
Down the stairs with 2 babies. And then in the car. Mm-hmm. And I have this method. What I do is I go put Reagan in first. And while I'm buckling her in, I let Riley stand in the floorboard on that side. And there was a ball in the car from when we had been at the park the other day. So he's playing with the ball. I'm trying to buckle Reagan in. And then all of a sudden Riley almost falls out of the car on his head, and he busts his lip. I caught him, with my knee. Uh-huh. He, went to go fall, and I caught, because, these mom reflexes are I have, these seriously crazy mom reflexes.
I was saying that the other day. You, for as long as I've known you, we've been married almost 9 years now.
Are you about to pick on my lack of athleticism?
No, I'm giving you a compliment, sort of. What do they call it on Big Bang Theory? A negative compliment?
Negative reinforcement?
No, not negative reinforcement. Whatever, doesn't matter. You've never had...
A neg. They call it a neg, right?
You've never had hand-eye coordination. It's just not there. I could throw something at you, and you wouldn't let it hit you in the face, but you would flap your arms, and it would hit your hands, bounce away. But since we've had kids, you're your hand-eye coordination has severely increased.
I have it's crazy. It's Spidey sense. I have these crazy mom reflexes now. Cause you have to catch children, cause they fall a lot. So anyway, yeah, I caught Riley with my knee, kept him from hitting his head on the ground, but he still busted his lip somehow. I don't even know what he hit his lip on. So anyway, get him buckled in, get to the store, grab a cart, and I get them both out. I get Riley out first because he's on the driver's side. Stick him in the cart, push the cart around to the other side to get Reagan. While I'm getting Reagan out, Riley finds the gas
what?
On the car. The door where the gas is, where you put the gas in.
Oh, okay, yeah.
What's the thing called?
I don't know.
I want to say gas cap, but ours doesn't have a cap. Anyways, where you put the gas in, the little door thingy. He's in the cart, and it's beside the car, and he's right there. And so he's open it up, and he's trying to stick his finger in where you put the gas. And I'm Riley, leave that alone. And then he's taking his shoes off and throwing them out, all while I'm trying to get Reagan out of the car. So by the time I get in the store, I'm aggravated. Mm-hmm. By this time, it's taken me 5 hours to get ready to get to the store. I'm frazzled, I'm sweaty, and people probably saw me walking through the parking lot. I'm huffing and puffing and red and sweaty, and they're what's wrong with her? And then I get in the store, and I didn't have to get a whole lot of stuff because I can't. I have to put 2 babies in the cart.
Yeah.
And so I have to put my
It's because we have 2 babies, not because we're poor. So.
I have to
maybe it's a little bit of both.
I have to put the groceries, I have to cram everything in the top, the seat part where you would sit a child.
Yeah.
I have to put everything I'm getting up there.
So you're getting 6 by 12 inches worth of stuff.
And I have my purse up there too.
Oh, so you're getting a half an inch worth of stuff because your purse is humongous.
I by the time it's done, I have that part filled with stuff because they throw things out.
Wait. Go back. You're skipping what I want to talk about. So you put your purse in the part where they would sit, and then I can't
put my purse down there with them.
No, I get it. Just hear me out. Visual. You put your purse, right? in the part where the babies sit. You put them in the big part, and then you started putting groceries on top of your purse.
Yeah.
Look, here's the deal. For anybody who doesn't know me, the company I work for, I work loss prevention. And if someone starts putting product on top of their purse, I start sweating and freaking out.
Well, my purse was like closed.
It don't matter. You got followed for sure.
I don't got time to worry about that. I wasn't stealing, so they could search me, whatever. Anyway, like, if I put stuff in the cart with them, they throw it out. Like, Riley threw out a bottle of mayonnaise, and I was like,
Thank God it's not glass jars anymore.
He, had it over his head and just chunked it, and in a split second, I just envisioned this bottle of mayonnaise hitting the floor and just exploding, and I was like, oh my God. Luckily it didn't.
Yeah, just
Thank
walk away.
God.
Just walk away. Just smile and nod and walk away.
At that point, we were like in line, and the lines were long out to the middle of the friggin' aisle.
Imagine that. Walmart.
Yeah,
Go team.
Imagine that. So there's no way I could have just walked away.
One day,
happened.
I'm telling you,
Everybody
one day,
would have seen it.
we're not going to be poor anymore, and I'm not going to shop there. Like that's, I mean, they beat everybody's prices, so, you got to go where it's cheap.
Well, like, I was looking around the produce section, trying to get vegetables, and, I had to give the kids snacks. That's the only way I can survive grocery shopping with them, is I fix their little snack cups, and I give them snacks, so they eat their snacks while I'm shopping. But heaven forbid they run out of snacks before I get done, and they freak out.
It sounds like banshees.
They're like, gone, 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 and they're like handing you their cups, and we have those cool little cups that like, it has like little flappy things around it, and they stick their hand through to get the snacks. I don't know what they're called. But yeah, they're like shoving their cups in my face, and they're standing up, of course. And they're like, gone, 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 gone. Snacks? Snacks? And then I didn't have any more snacks packed. Because I was like, we're almost done. So then Reagan starts rummaging through my purse while I'm trying to get bell peppers.
There's probably snacks in here.
And next thing I know, like, this Walmart employee, he's like, excuse me, ma'am, they threw your phone on the floor.
Really?
And I was like, thank you so much, because I would have walked off.
That's awesome.
And there's, my iPhone laying in the produce section at Walmart. And yeah, they're like,
there's got to be like an Apple joke there somewhere. So there's like an apple laying on the floor in the produce department. There's an apple
laying on the floor, yeah.
This one's only 97 cents.
Oh.
Bag it up.
So, I get through the line, and surprisingly enough, the cashier was rude. Riley's like trying to climb onto the little conveyor belt thing.
It's like The Simpsons.
the lady I was the last person in her line. She was closing down, I guess, to go home for the day. So she had a little sign that said lane closed that she put at the end. And Riley kept taking it, just going, bam, bam.
That's what he does. He beats everything. It's insane.
I was like, oh my God, please don't break this lady's sign. And so, like,
idea. You know what we got to do? We got to get him a gavel. Be like, the way he likes to bang on stuff. Because I would rather him be like, he needs to go be a judge or something like that, like important. Because if we don't give him a gavel, he's just gonna get a hammer. We gotta send him towards the stars.
Like, you go in the checkout lane, and it's pretty tight in there. It's just big enough for like your cart. And when you've got babies in there, they can reach everything on both sides. Mm-hmm. And like they're touching everything. And I'm like, please stop, please stop. They're like trying to get my phone out, climbing on the conveyor belts, and then I'm putting the groceries after they're bagged back into the cart, and I'm just sticking them in there with them. And so they're taking stuff out of the bags as fast as I can put the bags in the cart. And like, I had bought a bag of pork rinds because I'm kind of like mildly addicted to barbecue pork rinds. And Reagan finds that bag of all things.
Mildly? I don't think you know what that word means.
Like, she finds the bag and she's like, what's this? What's
crunch,
this?
Crunch. I knew that was coming.
And then I had bought a toothbrush, and they're pulling it out. They're like, teeth? So finally we get back to the car, and I'm trying to load the groceries up, and every time I turn around to put a bag in the car, they're taking stuff out of bags. And then Reagan, she's like grabbing the bags back out of the back of the car. So I finally get all the bags in. I go to put her in first, and then Riley, of course, starts messing with the gas cap. And then I turned
You gotta stop leaving him so close to the gas cap.
Well, I didn't want him out in the main part of the parking lot.
Sure, I get it.
And there was a car beside me, so I mean, there was only limited amount of space.
At least he doesn't smoke.
And it's like right there. But anyway, I turned around to grab Reagan to go put her in a car seat, and she had grabbed my wallet out of my purse.
Oh no.
She had opened it. And next thing I know, there's like receipts and cards.
Mm-hmm.
And, you have to like have cards for, there's like, my Red Robin royalty card, my
Why'd you get so loud?
Walgreens
Red Robin card.
my, FlexSpend account card, like all this stuff, all this like important stuff,
Mm-hmm.
receipts everywhere. And it's like flying around the parking lot. Oh my God. Right. And then like, I quickly just grab everything, shove it in my purse, make sure my debit card's in there. That's the important one. And I'm like, please get in the car. And I'm trying to strap her in. She's kicking, flailing. She's mad. And I finally get everybody in the car, and I sit there and I drink my cherry Coke.
Oh, we're back to the cherry Coke
I'm
part
back
now.
to the cherry Coke, and I'm like,
round circle. Good job.
And at this point, I'm like, I don't want to go home. Because when I get home, I have to bring the children up the stairs, and then they're going to cry while I go back downstairs and get the groceries. And it's a vicious cycle. I'm like, I was tempted to just drive around. I was like, I'm just going to drive around for a while. Maybe they'll fall asleep.
Bob will be off work in 4 hours. I got time
I'll
to
just drive
kill.
around until you get home from work. I can't take
We've been waiting for you.
I can't take it anymore.
Help me carry him upstairs.
I just can't take it. So that was...
So what was the time limit on this trip? Like how long did this take you?
I don't even know.
Cause like you talked about it for 7 minutes or so. And like the thing I've noticed about the podcast is 7 minutes is a long time to talk about one subject. So
yeah, but
I
we
feel
got
like,
off subject like 3 times.
yeah, I guess I felt like that trip probably took you, 2 hours maybe?
It felt like all day.
All day? Yeah, what are you gonna
Listen,
do?
you have to think of the preparation involved. See, first of all,
The
there's
H?
mental preparation that is involved.
Just gonna skip over that joke like I didn't make it?
Yeah, it wasn't even funny. I have to prepare myself mentally for days, like, leading up to it. I'm like, I gotta go grocery shopping. And then I'm like, well, it's raining. I can't go today. Let me see how long I can put it off. We're eating, like, saltines for dinner. Because I don't have to go to the grocery store.
We
have never eaten saltines.
I was just talking to somebody about that the other day because not so much recently, but you send me these texts. You're like, hey, can you go by the store? And I always go, yeah, sure. What do you want? But in my mind, I'm like, I want to jump in front of that truck. I don't want to go to the store. I have that stupid polo that I wear to work sometimes. It's that navy blue one. I won't ever wear that again just because I know every time that I wear it, you're going to send me a text and go, hey, can you stop by Walmart? And sure enough, I walk in there wearing that shirt and every customer wants to ask me a question.
And you probably offer them better customer service than the people who actually get paid to work there.
Probably, but that still doesn't mean I want to talk to them.
True.
Now, speaking of food, I'm going to kind of jump back just a little bit.
I like food.
I can't remember if we've ever talked about this, but even if we did, it's good enough to talk about it again. The guy, Shannon, that just hit us up on Facebook, my favorite story with him is the one where I stayed the night at his house when we were, I don't know, maybe 14? Young. And he looks at me and he goes, hey, you want some snacks or food or something? I was like, yeah. And his grandmother brings us toast with mustard on it. That is what's always going to stick out in my mind. Maybe
that's just like something
that was the moment that I was like, I'm always going to be friends with this guy. Because I'm never going to be able to look at toast or mustard again without thinking about him. So
I have a story about food.
It was good to hear from you, man. I hope you listened to the episode. Okay. Story about food. Go. I love food. I'm actually quite good at it.
Earlier this week, I was on the phone with Jen, my sister-in-law. I was saying that for everybody else's benefit. I feel like I'm telling you like you don't know who Jen is. Jen is married to my brother, in case you didn't know. And anyway, they have 2 kids. Alyssa is 3.5 and Jacob is 2. And their kids, they're pretty picky eaters, especially Jacob. And so every so often I'll be talking to Jen and she'll be telling me about something new that Jacob has decided that he wants to eat or something new that they're trying. So I talked to her the other day and she's like, I'm in here making kale chips to see if
Kale chips?
kale, kale, like the green leafy stuff.
I don't know a lot about kale.
Kale, I put it in, some smoothies I made not long ago.
Oh, that's the ones that the smoothie was delicious, but it felt like I was eating wet salad.
It was like drinking coleslaw.
Yeah.
That's what I felt
But
like.
it was so good. It was one of my favorite ones that you
It
made.
tasted good. But kale, it's green, leafy, lettuce type stuff. But kale chips, yeah, you use like olive oil and like salt, pepper and stuff and you bake them. And it's like a good alternative to chips, I guess. I've never had them. And so I was like, let me know how it comes out. And she said that it was good. And Jacob did eventually eat some of it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Melissa liked it. But anyway, like, we're talking and I was like, she was telling me what my brother said. Like, when they bought the kale and she was telling him the plans of making kale chips and he's like, don't feed that to me. It's like, that's not food. Don't even try to make me eat it. And I was like, so we were talking about the dilemma.
I want some Doritos and a Bud Light.
The kale chips. It's like, is this really food? Is this a really good, appropriate snack food? Or is this just parental desperation? Like,
I feel like if you only ate kale, you would die.
well, then Jen's telling me, she's like, I used to have an iguana and I fed this crap to him. She said that's all I could think when I was sitting there making this stuff is that this is what lizards eat. Like, people shouldn't eat this. This is my food's food.
Your food's food? Does she eat iguanas?
No, but I'm saying animals eat green leafy things and then we eat the animals.
I guess.
Not necessarily iguanas. I don't know. Jen might like to eat iguanas. I don't know what happened to her pet iguana. She don't got it no more.
Oh, no.
I'm just kidding. I'm sure she didn't eat it. I'm sure. Ooh. Jen, please tell me you did not eat your
Iguana kebab. Copyrighted 2015. Or 2016. It's 2016 now. Good Lord.
Yeah.
Holy crap. With a half a year, I still can't get it right. I found out is it okay if I switch topics just that fast? I found a very interesting topic over the past week. So it turns out that majority of dogs, they're all liars and I can't trust them any longer.
What?
Yeah.
What are dogs lying to you about?
Not lying to me, lying to other dogs.
Lying to other dogs, huh?
Yeah. Do you know why dogs cock their leg up to pee?
Boy dogs do that. I just figured it was like a masculinity thing.
I'm getting ready to blow your mind. It's to make other dogs think they're bigger. They cock their legs so that the pee goes higher so that other dogs that come around think it's a much bigger dog.
That kind of goes hand in hand with what I thought, just a little bit differently. Huh.
What do you do with that? Like, how do you learn that? Like, what is...
No. The animal kingdom is full of, funny things like that. Like how male goats, they pee on their beards. The billy goats, they pee on their beards attract.
You were talking about my beard during the live Facebook thing. My beard's not dirty. At least I don't pee in it.
I never said it was dirty.
Can you imagine how complicated that would be to try to pee in your own beard? Like...
Oh.
Why do goats...
Oh, let's not. Okay.
Why do goats do it? I don't know why goats do it. Do you know why?
To attract the girl goats.
So girl goats are freaky. That's weird.
I guess so. Yeah. Freak nasty goats. Ugh. Nasty. Oh, they smell so bad. But they're so cute.
Yeah, I guess. As long as you don't touch them and stuff. The screaming goats are funny. Remember that was a huge fad a little while back? Mm-hmm. Like every time you turn on a video, it was like a screaming goat.
Your dad wants goats.
Yeah. Well, he has chickens now, so he's on his way there.
Those chickens are so fun. We went over there. It was Mother's Day. We went over there, and we've seen the chickens before, but they were like little baby chicks, We've seen them a few times, and like each time they're bigger and bigger. But we went over there the other day on Mother's Day, and the chickens were finally big enough that they were out running around. And your parents it's a pretty good size, like, pen that they've made for them. And they've got their little hen house and everything. It's really cool. But we took the kids inside of the fenced-in area with the chickens. And
they loved it.
Reagan, she was content to just stand there and watch and point and, just chicken. Riley is like, ah! He's like, chasing these chickens.
Because there's like 10 of them or so, right?
Yeah, there's 10. He was chasing them. It's funny, like, they'd all be kind of together, and he would just run at them, and they would scatter. But then they would all kind of come back.
Like a magnet.
And, like, they would surround him, and then he would take off running again. So it's like, he would freak them out, and then they're like, oh, this is a fun game, and they would all come back. And I actually got a really cool picture of him. He was surrounded by the chickens, and he's just, like, pointing, like, he's, like, commander of these chickens, like, this is my chicken army, this is the way we're going. It was really funny.
He likes birds.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Birds.
Let's talk about my parents for a minute. You know, when we go over there, not every time, but like a lot of times, we don't go over there a whole lot, but we'll go over there and they're like, hey, look at this new piece of furniture we got. But,
oh my gosh.
But it's never.
Do you have your mother's permission for this?
It would be okay. It's never new furniture. Like, she always gets they'll find furniture from weird places. Like, I think they got 2 chairs from like a hotel at some point.
I love those chairs.
They're really cool looking, but you can,
cool.
They had dots on them, right? Like polka dotted, but you could look at them and go, those chairs look like they would be in a hotel room. And, I think they've had maybe 2 different couches this year. What you don't know, what you weren't around for, is the reason that they do this. It's not because my parents can't go out and buy new furniture that they go and get like weird furniture everywhere. It's because of us, their kids. We bought a house, right? Or my parents bought a house when we were younger.
No, let me stop you there. All growing up, my parents, we never had brand new furniture. It was always like, oh, so-and-so is getting brand new furniture and they gotta do something with their old furniture. So it would be new to us.
Yeah.
Or somebody.
And that's what they do.
Somebody they know is moving, or, just people who get rid of it and they're like, oh yeah, we'll take it. Because, kids, man, they destroy your house.
Well, this is what happened with us. When we moved out to Leland, we stayed in a trailer for a while, aluminum house, not the greatest of all things, but my dad worked really hard and he got us to the point where we were moving along in life and things were getting a lot better. And, he had got to the point where with his job that we could buy a bigger, nicer house. And my parents go, we're getting a new house. We're going to buy new furniture. And my parents went out and bought new furniture, like for the whole house. Bedroom suits, the big circular couch type of thing, or not circular, but that couch like runs down one wall, curves and runs down another.
Sectional.
Thousands of dollars. Thousands. And
you tore it up, didn't you?
We tore it. The only furniture that is left is my parents' bed.
That thing is like indestructible.
The kind of stuff that we would do, like my brother, he would run through the couch and dive over the back of it. And every time, and we're not tiny people, the McKnights. We're not tiny people at all. So when we hit a couch, the couch moves. And then he would jump behind the corner, cause it does that loop around the side of the wall. And we throw potatoes back there at him and he'd throw them back. I mean, we just played hand grenades with potatoes and we would run and wrestle.
Wrestle.
I had a desk that came with my bedroom suit. We broke the bookshelf off of it. I mean, we would jump up and down on the beds, spill drink all over it. I mean, it was like we were monsters. And by the time, when we left that house,
Your parents talk about never again?
My dad's like, I'm never going to buy furniture again. I will never buy a new piece of furniture as long as there are children in my house ever again. And right now, there are some kids in the house, so they're not going to buy new furniture until they're retired and it's just them. But that's our fault. So every time we go over there and there's a new piece of furniture, you can look me dead in my face and go, this is because of you. But it's really good stories though. Some of the furniture they get is really, really cool. But I like those hotel chairs. And
I did too. Those were awesome.
Hopefully one day when we get a much bigger place and they decide to get some more furniture, we might put those in the podcast room because I think they're great. But sorry.
Are you trying to plant that seed?
Yeah, just a little bit.
I'm just going to put this little bug in your ear.
Those cute little chairs with polka dots look great in my podcast room. Just saying. Okay, I'm gonna read you, Megan's comment real fast.
What's up, Megan?
She said, since you were on the topic of Game of Thrones, we were talking about Game of Thrones on the live Facebook
Yeah, before we started recording this podcast, we did the Facebook Live thing. We tried that for the first time. That was pretty fun. And yeah, we were talking about Game of Thrones on there.
Well, she wants to know who is, your favorite character. Hers is Jon Snow.
That's hard because, you know, the characters on Game of Thrones, like, they changed. People die and stuff so fast. I do really like Jon Snow, though. He's definitely one of my favorites. I don't know if I could pick, like, one favorite. Jon Snow is definitely one of them. I also really like Sansa Stark.
Really?
Yeah, I really like her.
Okay. I mean, I like her too, but I wouldn't have put that up at the top.
Well, she's, like I said, I can't pick, like, a favorite overall.
I have,
and I really like, Daenerys Khaleesi.
Yes, that's one of my,
Was it, Targaryen? Daenerys Targaryen? Did I get it right?
I don't know. Maybe.
Khaleesi, Mother of Dragons, the Unburnt.
I'm bad with names, like normal names. I can't deal with that stuff.
I don't know. I like all the Starks. I like the Stark family.
I would have a hard time picking just one, but, I can narrow it down to two, and that would be Khaleesi, if I'm saying it right, and, Tyrion, the little guy.
I love, how can you not love him? What did he say the other day?
You're gonna steal my thunder. The next part of her question was, what has been your favorite scene so far from the new season when he goes, "It's what I do. I drink and I know things." I think that's my, that's my favorite thing out of the season so far.
That was the best. I don't know. Like, cause I don't want to spoil it for anybody.
And I apparently already made somebody mad on the live Facebook cause I gave a spoiler away.
Yeah, I don't really.
Sorry, buddy.
I don't want to go into too much detail cause I really don't want to. Because we're always behind on shows like that, like really popular shows, and people have spoiled things for me. So I'm like, I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
We're not going to talk anymore about Game of Thrones. We're not really that kind of.
I don't want to be the one responsible to spoil it for anybody. But Megan, we will have this conversation when I see you next week.
We got one more post. It's from Tim. He says, any plans on Bob and Katie show merchandise, shirts, coffee mugs, etc.?
Absolutely.
There are plans. Nothing that we can afford right at the moment, but we do have the vinyl in. And the vinyl that we have is much, much nicer than the stickers. They're so nice. And Tim, you are a patron, so you actually get one of those for free. So we'll hook it up with you and, send you some. Everybody else, if you would like one, we're not really charging for them, but what we'll do. We give them
away for free to all of our patrons.
Yes.
So, I mean.
When we say we give them away, we mail them to you for free.
We pay for the stamp.
Everybody else, if you want.
All you have to do, like I said, we send them out to all of our patrons for free. Mm-hmm. So if you want one, why don't you just head right on over and sign up to be a patron. You can pledge as little as $1 a month, and you can cancel at any time. So, come on. Throw in $1 for at least a month.
I'm not sending a sticker until the credit card clears.
Sign up for a month, give us $1, and we'll send you a sticker. Easy peasy.
Or vinyl. Like, we'll send a vinyl. Like, we have some stickers left.
It's a sticker.
We have stickers and we have vinyl, so.
The vinyl is a sticker. Come on.
The vinyl's vinyl. It's nice.
It is really nice.
It is really nice.
So, I have a question for you. You see, and mostly I guess you see things like this on TV. Like, but in reality, do guys like the way the girl's hair smells? Like when a girl's hair smells nice, like shampoo or whatnot. Like do you guys really like that, or is that just like a fake TV thing?
No, it's a real thing. I mean,
because I don't think you've ever come up and just been your house smells pretty.
Like all creepy, like apples. No,
you don't smell like apples.
I know. I'm just trying to be funny.
Whose hair you been smelling?
I can only say how I feel because guys are different. I mean, like, let's just talk about the sex word for a second. Okay. There's a lot of different things out there that people like. You know what I mean?
Yes,
so
obviously.
It changes.
I'm just saying, generally.
I know. Generally, I'm just going to say what it's like for me. Is it important that your hair smells good? It's not as important as if your hair smells bad.
That's
Like,
understandable.
that's way worse. Like, if your hair smells good, I might not notice, but if your hair smells bad, I'm gonna notice.
Ooh, girl.
So, you know, if I get close to you and I smell your hair, it's nice. And I like it, but it's not like what they show on TV. You know what I mean? It's not like that. Now, for some people, it might be.
I might.
But those people, you know, no, we're not gonna get into that. So,
Well,
but
I'm
no,
just curious.
it's,
You know, after 9 years, almost 9 years of marriage, our anniversary is less than a month away.
I know, it's crazy. 9 years.
Anyway, after all these years, it's just, you know, I think of these random questions sometimes, and I'm like, I don't really know that. I mean, we know so much about each other. Anyway, I was just curious. Like, what do you guys really think?
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe you don't smell bad, ever. So it's like,
Well, I try.
you always smell good. You know what I mean? Now, if you smell bad, and then all of a sudden you smell good, then I'm like, oh wow, you smell really good. But it's almost like you don't even smell good. You just smell like you. You know what I mean? Cause I mean, like, you always smell good. You could go 2 days without taking a shower and you would still smell fine. Like, if I went a day without taking a shower, you know, look how I got a lot of weight and creases on me. It'll start to smell bad. I got to shower.
Oh.
But, no, you always smell really good. So you put perfume on. I noticed that. But your hair, it's more of it smells good, but
hey, I'm glad you washed it
yeah,
today.
I'm really glad your hair doesn't stink.
Oh, man.
So,
you know, you really surprised me. Speaking of, like, you know, not knowing things after all these years, you surprised me the other day. Like, we started watching some YouTube videos from the band OK Go, and they have some really awesome music videos.
They do. Their videos are amazing.
And like we're watching like several of their videos, and you're just like reciting all this information about this band and their videos, and like, you know, these statistics and information. And I'm like, where did you learn this from? Like, I know, obviously.
You don't know everything in my life. We gotta have some mystery.
Obviously, I knew you had heard of them because when we both used to work for Movie Gallery.
Oh, and they had the video on the TV. Yeah.
We had videos every month that we would play all month long with the previews of the new movies, and then they would always have a few music videos. And that was the first time I'd ever heard of them, was they had a video on there. It was the treadmill video.
Yeah.
And it was so, oh my gosh.
Incredible video.
Loved that. Like, I would rewind it and watch it like over and over because it was just awesome. But you're like, so I know you had heard of them, but I've never heard you mention them. I never knew of like you listening to them. You've never.
Whoa. Listening to them. Here's the thing.
Anyway, well, you started pulling up all these YouTube videos, and you're talking to me like they're your favorite band, and like you know them like they live next door or something. And I was like, I started asking, I was like, how do you know this? Where did you learn that? And you like start getting defensive. Well,
It wasn't that I was getting defensive. It wasn't that I was getting defensive. Here's the thing. It was accusatory sounding, the way that you were talking to me.
I was not accusing you of anything. I was
trying to give you nuggets of information. Stuff that I didn't remember us ever talking about. And I was like, cause it's not that I was like hiding that I knew information about the band. It was just that it never come up in conversation. Somebody posted a video.
Well, it did.
Somebody posted a video of them on Facebook, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember that. Cause it was like 7 years ago, 8 years ago. It was a long time ago. And I liked the video. I used to play in a band, and I was like, hey, I want to make videos like that one day. So I started looking into it on the interweb. You can learn all kinds of things there. So, you know, I learned about where they bought their treadmills from, like, you know, cause it was a weird subject because they had to buy.
No, so that was my question. I was like, did you just recently read all this information, or is this stuff you've known for years and it's just all of a sudden bubbled back up to the surface?
I mean, it's stuff that I read about because I wanted to make videos like that when I was younger. That's all. Now, I may have gotten some of the information incorrect. See, when you talk, you gotta act like you know the stuff. Cause I know you didn't know it, so you wouldn't know no different. Be alright.
So we just bullcrapping your way through that conversation?
A little bit. You know, it's what we do. It's what we do here. It's what I do.
Oh my gosh.
But no, most of it was probably pretty accurate. But I mean, I read into it because their videos
Most
are
of it was
amazing.
probably pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Like, you're just making up things. Like, I'm gonna meet these guys one day and I'll be like, hey, yeah, my husband told me all about you guys, and da-da-da-da-da. And they were like, that's not true at all. He lied to you.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It was a long time ago, and I got a memory like an ant. So, what are you gonna do? I have a moral dilemma I need your help with.
A moral dilemma. Oh my gosh.
A lot of people that listen to the show, definitely know that I'm an angry person. I'm not the kind of person that walks around hating life. I have a temper. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a happy, stop it. I'm a happy person, but I have a temper.
I've put in my time, okay? I know.
Yeah. I truly believe, and I'm not saying this just because it's, it's me. I think I have I have a good heart. I care about people.
You do.
And
it just doesn't always come across.
One of our neighbors, I was walking past, their apartment and they had their doors open and I peeked in. Why
are you creeping?
I wasn't creeping. I just walked by. They had their doors open. I just walked by. So I noticed that in their living room, they didn't have a couch. She just had one of those like folding chairs. Now, and it was the comfortable looking one. It wasn't like the metal folding chair, but like the one with like the net. You know what I mean?
Like a camping chair.
Yeah. And like it bothered me. I think I said something to you about it. I was, and like I actually started thinking, hey, I should reach out to my parents because they're always getting furniture from weird places and, and like, how do you approach that? Because I don't really know the neighbor. Like, I'm like, hey, I noticed that you don't have a couch. And they'd be like, why are you looking at my apartment?
Excuse me,
it bothered me. Like I felt bad, I felt like, hey, I wonder if there's anything I can do.
And they're very nice people.
They are. And a couple of days went by and then something else happened. I walked by and their doors were open. I peeked in again. At this point, I might be a creeper. Like, cause this is like the second time it's happened.
Just admit it.
I noticed that beside their little chair, they had a piece of equipment that was very expensive. Very expensive. Like, nicer than anything we're using right now to record with. Well, I started walking up the stairs and then I was like, maybe instead of buying that piece of nice equipment, you could buy a couch.
You don't know where she got it.
And then that bothered me and I was like, well, maybe somebody gave it to her. So now I'm like, I don't know why I let stuff like that bother me, but I like, and then this happened. We have birds that fly around the little, like, inside of our apartment area.
Every spring we have birds come in. They build a nest somewhere, like, in the little, like, courtyard area, I guess. I don't know if that's what you call it. Here around our apartment, but somewhere here on our building, there's always at least one bird nest. And I love it. This
year, there's a lot of birds. They're like, you walk out the door and start going down the stairs and birds just flap out like it's a Disney movie. Like I'm a princess
I feel like
walking.
Cinderella.
Yeah. Well, I was outside and I heard her complaining.
Cinderella had the mice.
I heard her complaining. It wasn't like negative because she's a nice person, but she was like, these birds keep going to my house. And all I could think was, every time I walk by, both your doors are open. The birds are going to fly inside. And I know she's got air conditioning. So I got to that point again, cause it wasn't like a temper, but I was just like, stop complaining. You're the one sitting there with your doors open all the time. And then immediately I went, oh, maybe she can't afford to like run the air conditioner. So like, I'm going to have to start walking up to the house blindfolded because it's tearing my nerves up, this lady, and I don't even know her name. I don't know what to do. I feel like can you bake her a cake? Can we just take her a cake? I just want to be like, hey, welcome to the building. Do you have any advice for me? Like, what do I do?
Stop looking in her house. You creepo.
All right. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have brought it up.
Well, it's hard to look. I know the neighbors that you're speaking of. I speak to them whenever I see them. Yeah. They're very nice people.
They are.
They've always been very nice to me. But it's like, you can't judge because you don't know their situation. You don't know. So it's hard to say, oh, this is what we should do. This is how we should handle it because you don't know. So, I mean, unless you plan on like going up to her and be like, hey,
Why don't you have a couch?
What's your deal? Why do you have a MacBook and no couch? What gives, lady? What gives?
All right. I guess I need, I let stuff bother me. I think I shouldn't let bother me, but.
I think you're overthinking it. I think it's nice that you were thinking along the lines of helping people. Cause you know what? This is the problem with some people. Like, people go, oh, I want help on conditions that the person I'm helping receives, help properly the way I intended it, but you can't help people with that on your heart. If you want to help somebody and go, oh, I'm going to help you, I'm going to give you whatever kind of help, assistance, gifts, whatever, you have to do that from the goodness of your heart.
Yeah.
And then they take whatever and do whatever you have. End of transaction. You can't think about it after that. Like a lot of people go, oh, I don't want to give my money to a homeless person begging on the street because they might go buy alcohol with it.
They might.
You can't always assume that because you don't know.
You don't.
You don't know. They could go feed themselves because they're about to starve, or they might go immediately to the ABC store. You don't know, but you can't, if you're gonna be nice, you have to do it out of the goodness of your heart, regardless. So that's how I feel about it. And you know what? Speaking of homeless people, if you give a homeless man some money and he goes and buys alcohol with it, good Lord, he's homeless. He might want a freaking drink.
Yeah.
Who would blame
Maybe he
him?
needs a drink.
Okay, I don't even blame him.
Got my fire and my beanie weenies and a cocktail. Life is good.
I try to give to homeless people every chance I get whenever I have cash on me and, run into the situation. I don't think about how they're spending the money. That's not, that's not my place to go, I'm gonna give you this, but you have to spend it how I want you to.
Tell me if this is wrong. That's never really a good way to start a conversation out, is it?
It probably means it's wrong.
It probably means it's wrong, yeah. Okay. I do have a big heart, and I try to help people. I do. But the people that stand at the stoplights with the signs, I don't like them. Because they make me feel awkward.
It can be very awkward.
Like, I get mad because I'm like, you're making me feel guilty. And I'm a person that normally likes to help people, but right now, like,
I think that's on you, Bob.
And
that's
then
that's
I just can't look at him. I just stare at my steering wheel.
That's on you and your guilty heart.
Let's say that we're going to the drive-thru to get some coffee, right? I always go, hey, can you get your debit card out? Because basically I'm fat and I don't want to pull the wallet out of mine while I'm sitting on it. And it's the same concept. Like, I'm not trying to like dig my wallet out while I'm sitting at a stoplight and like thumb through it and figure out, what am I going to give him? And then like they look at you.
First world problems, Bob.
Yeah. They look at you. Oh my gosh.
Seriously?
They look at you in the eyes.
Seriously?
They look at you in the eyes, Katie. Are you hearing me?
Like, I know you got some money.
And they're holding that sign
on your wallet.
They're holding the sign and just look at you.
Like, if that's the most inconvenient part of your day that you have to lean your butt over so you can get your wallet out, it's a shame.
Whatever, man.
That is a shame.
I try to come to you with stuff that's on my heart, and this is how you treat me?
I don't know what you're talking about.
This is supposed to be therapy. What's going on?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Speaking of begging for money, this is the part of the show where we talk about Patreon.com. You can go to our Facebook page and support the Bob and Katie show for as little as $1 a month, and you can get a vinyl or a sticker out of it, or both. If you want two of them, just let us know. I'll send you one of each. No problem. I think that's it. You got anything else you want to talk about?
Oh, I do have something I want to add.
Whoa!
Honestly, we've had a lot of seriousness here in this show. This is on a serious note.
Okay.
Because we do, me specifically, but we do talk a lot about our kids.
We do.
And we talk about, twin parent life and stuff like that.
I'm not having another kid right now.
Ain't nobody said nothing about that.
I was like, I didn't know where this conversation was going.
I just want to add, like, as a disclaimer, I know that we talk a lot about how it's hard having twins.
Mm-hmm.
Because it is.
It
really is. That's probably the number one thing that has surprised me the most about having twins is how so many people out there react like, oh, so what? I have 2 kids or however many kids. Like, so what? Like, it's not a big deal. Like, having twins is really hard. I shouldn't have to say that. It really is. But, no matter what hardships we deal with, parenting in itself is hard. No matter if you have, like, 1 kid or 8. I don't know if that's a good comparison because I'm pretty sure it's harder having 8 kids than 1. I'm just saying.
Yeah, see, if we had 8 kids, I'd peel my eyebrows off.
No matter your situation, how many kids you have, it's hard. To some degree or another, parenting is hard. And regardless of our situation, we would never try to take away from anything that any other parent does. Because it's all hard. And there's like no parent wars, mommy wars, or anything like that going on here. I'm like, I got love for any parent. As long as you're taking care of your kids and they're, clothed and fed, I don't care. It's all hard. So I just want to say, no matter what we talk about on our show, as far as our family, our lives, our kids, our hardships, it never means that we want to disrespect any other parent or take away from anything that anybody else does, because that's not the case. Like, no matter how many kids you have, it's hard. It's really hard. Our situation's just different, that's all. It's just different from a lot of people.
Now, did somebody say something to you?
No, it's just something that...
Okay, I don't know what message you got, but I didn't read it.
No, it's not coming from anything
The way that you sounded, it sounded like, like when you have a celebrity that does something wrong, then they're like, let me tell you, this is what somebody told me to say.
No, not at all, not at all. It's just through...
Oh, there you go. So you genuinely mean it. That's, yeah, okay,
awesome. Through life experiences and conversations with people and other parents. I mean, you get that vibe from people sometimes.
Yeah.
And sometimes people downright say, oh, well, I know exactly how it is because I have 2 kids or however many kids. And, and then I want to look at those people and go, well, you don't really know exactly how it is. I would never... I think some
But then we don't know what it's like to have 2 kids that are 2 different ages.
Exactly. That's exactly it. That's what I'm saying. I would never go, oh, well, I have twins, so my life is automatically harder and all kinds of stuff. I would never come out and say that. I really wouldn't. I would never try to say that another parent, oh, well, you have 2 kids, but they're different ages, so it's easier. I would never say that. I would never insinuate that. I wouldn't think it, okay?
It sounds like you're saying it.
You need to stop instigating. No, I'm just saying, like, as much, because we do really talk about our kids a lot. Because,
it's the only thing we have in our lives right now, really going on.
That's my, my kids are my life. But, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I wouldn't want anybody to take anything that we said in the wrong manner, like, that we think if you don't have twins, then you're a parent, it's not hard. No, I'm not saying that at all.
All right, then.
That's all I got, though. I'll stop rambling.
You sure? Is it? I'm not asking you again, okay.
No, I'm done.
All right, well, it's
done. Gone.
It's 2:36 in the morning. I think it's time to call this a
wrap.
Bye. Wait. I have one more thing. I didn't write it down. I almost forgot. I saw a video on Facebook, and we have to talk about it. A couple of our friends shared it, so you might have seen it. It was this guy named Joseph, and I know he's going to listen to the show. Joseph, I'm not even going to attempt to say your last name because I don't read good, and you got...
I don't read good.
And you have a unique last name. I'm just going to put it that way. So we're going to say Joseph. First of all, he's in the military, so thank you for your service. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
I like being free. I like freedom. Thank you. Well, this is what happened. He was at Curry Beach. So this is close to home. Curry Beach. Is it Curry? Curry?
You said curry.
Like the food curry. Curry.
It's Curry Beach.
I'm excited. Give me a break.
Sorry. Go ahead.
He was at the beach with his family and was on the pier and saw a man taking pictures of other people's children.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah. And I'll let you watch the video because I'm sure that you're interested now. But he takes out his phone and starts filming the guy. And then walks up to him.
Like, dude was being, just straight on.
Oh, yeah.
Creepo.
Oh, yeah. Well, he goes up to him and starts going, why are you taking pictures of people's children? And, sure, the guy was like, oh, no. And he made him show him the pictures. He was like, no, let me see the pictures. And then took this guy inside where, the little store is by the pier and called the police. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And it deserved
Good
to be.
for him. Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's awesome.
Well, I've been talking to him.
Well, nowadays, everybody's so darn scared of offending people and hurting people's feelings. No, this dude, kudos to you, dude. That's one more creepo out there that's not going to be snapping pictures of my daughter,
Right.
Or my son for that matter. Yeah. Or anybody else's kids and doing, I don't even want to talk about it.
Well, I've been, I talked to him a little bit on Facebook. I asked him for his permission. Normally we talk about whatever we want to talk about, but I felt like because this was such a good thing that I should be like, hey, do you mind if I talk about it? Well, I asked him a couple of questions about him because I saw a picture on his Facebook page and I thought you would really enjoy it. It's a picture of Ben Roethlisberger.
What?
Yeah. And this is the picture. You're not so excited now? So it turns out that he doesn't really like the Steelers at all.
Why would you even go there? Why would you even go there?
But his wife really loves the Steelers. So I thought that was kind of cool.
Was he a Dallas Cowboy fan?
He is not. He likes the Patriots.
Okay, that's not
But
so bad.
I told him since he did such a good deed that I'd let that slide. But no, I did want to just take a minute to say.
Well, at least he has his wife around to keep him straight.
Yeah. Joseph, that was amazing, and I wish we had more people out there
For real.
like you.
For real. Seriously.
So thanks for your service. Thanks for just being a good human being and taking care of a problem.
That's just, to me, that's just good civic duty.
Yeah.
If you, as a citizen, see something like that, then yeah, you should, do something about it.
And he did it the proper way, because if it was me, the guy probably could have called the cops on me, because I would have thrown the camera in the ocean. Because I have a temper. And there wouldn't have been no, hey, let's go inside. And I would have been like, bam! The camera like splatters across,
Well, it's a good thing, Joseph was there and not you.
Great job, Joseph. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, we can say bye again. Bye.
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 Peace.
Why you always gotta be the last one to say something? Why you
Because
gotta have the last word?
No, I'm gonna have the last word.
No, you're not.
I'll edit your
Not this
words
time.
out.
No, you better.
I am. I'm gonna edit your words out. Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. All right, you can say something. Anything you want. Go.
I love you.